Yes, you got that right. Yes, that's what I mean. How to not make people like you. Let me say again, how to not make people like you. It's funny, right? Because we have been conditioned that we need to make other people like you. We look at our parents, we've been conditioned by society, by our teachers, by our professor, by almost anybody in your life that, hey, we need to make other people like you. We have to do everything how to make other people like you. And if you read so many self-help books, most of them talking about how to make other people like you. We try to do everything so that we can seek the approval from other people. Like we want them to like us. And this is normal. This is our very normal behaviors of our human beings. Like it's for some reason it's like in our DNA. We never question this one. We never question that. Why do we feel the need that we need other people to like us? Like I don't know. It feels so good, right? Me too. Like everybody want other people to like you. When I'm talking about not making people like you, don't confuse with what it means that we need to do the bad things to others. They are absolutely different things. For some reason, we right away thinking that, okay, when I'm talking about not making people like you, that means I have to do the bad things to others so that they don't like me. No, they are two different things. Just keep that in mind as we go. But the problem comes when you try to make people like you is you being your different self. Like you oftentimes become somebody else so that you can please others. And you try to do everything just to make other people like you for what? The issue with wanting others to like you is that you end up wasting so much energy trying to make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, it's impossible to please everyone. Therefore, you just need to focus on what makes you happy. And that's the beauty. When you focus on what makes you happy, it in turn will make other people happy as well. I know it's really funny concept, so you make sure that you listen throughout this episode. Like everybody talking about that how to make people like you. But for me, when you focus on not make people like you, you give out a different vibe. You no longer attached to the outcome. Now you totally being free, you totally being yourself, you can totally express your true, authentic self. That is the beauty of it. Just imagine that when you go into any conversation and you know that you don't need anything from other people, you know that your goal is you're not allowed to like them. You're not allowed to make them like you. Like you just focus on totally expressing yourself, just relax and just like being your true, authentic self. Imagine that. Imagine how that conversation gonna go. I guarantee you it's gonna go really, really well. Because when you focus on being your true authentic self, you detach yourself from the outcome. You focus on the present moment. That's why the purpose of this episode is how to not make people like you. Why do we need to focus on not to make other people like us? Here are a few reasons that you need to know. When you not focus on making other people like you, you will stop being a people pleaser. You know how irritated when somebody become a people pleaser. Like you feel like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to get out of me? Like you feel like the vibe that they not being themselves. They want something from you. And you know that when somebody wants something from you, they not really being their authentic self. And you feel like unnatural vibe. So that's one thing. And another thing is like you focus on only pleasing yourself. When you focus only on pleasing yourself, you really stay in the present moment. You just focus on entertaining yourself. When you focus on only being your authentic self, other people will also become their authentic self as well. Did you remember the last time when you felt very comfortable? Maybe when you talk to your best friend, that you don't feel like the need to please him at all. He also being himself, and the conversation just goes very easy, very smooth, and it just felt fantastic, right? And that's the beauty. And when you not focus on pleasing others, when you not focus on making other people like you, you will stay focused on your goals and your purpose, on your journey to success, on your journey to your goals. If you remove yourself from the pressure of like you have to please everybody, you will now just focus on yourself. And you will put your purpose, your goal, a priority. Isn't that so awesome? Here's the catch. When you know that when I tell you not to make people like you, you may instantly think that, well, isn't that this is being so selfish? In a way, you can feel like it may feel selfish, but it's not really. Because let's analyze this. When you only focus on entertaining yourself, when you focus only being your 100% your authentic self, you actually makes other people feel comfortable and actually can be themselves. Because we live in the world nowadays that almost everybody putting a mask on their faces, like being somebody else, not try to be offended anybody, not try to like dislike anybody, like people just being not really authentic self. And that's the problems when they try to focus on pleasing others. They end up not being their authentic self. And you see, when you focus on being who you are, you actually makes others feel comfortable. You are actually helping them being their authentic self as well. So it's not a selfish thing. You in turn actually helping people being themselves. It's more an art than a science. And another benefit when you remove the pressure from making yourself like other people is like you remove a burden of pressure. You will experience so much relaxing. Like you don't feel nervous or sometimes anxiety when we go into an interaction with another human being and we know that we don't need anything from them. Like we will remove all the pressure. We don't have any burden. We will remove all the nervousness, the anxiety that we may experience. Just imagine the last time when you have the conversation with your boss about like you want more money so bad. You will focus on like you will feel nervous, you will have anxiety, you will feel so much pressure because you're afraid that if he not liked you, you wouldn't get what you want. And that's the problem, especially when we're talking about like dating and women. Just imagine that if you go into an interaction with a girl that you really like, but you tell yourself that I focus on just pleasing myself, I'm focused on not making her like me. How does it feel? Like you will just entertaining yourself, and when you just entertain and being your awesome self, and if she likes you, man, that will go so much easy. When you focus on being your awesome self, a girl won't feel the need to being someone else. She in turn will also feel an easy vibe from you, and she can just be her authentic self, and that's make the conversation go so much easy. Here's the thing that I need to add it to it as well. This is an art in of itself. It's a reverse psychology here. You're not really like going to the interaction and just like not make people like you, right? But this is an art in of itself. Like it's really like tricks inside your brain right here. When you know that, okay, let's say you go into conversation and you know that, okay, your goal is to not make people like you. Okay, so if it's end up that people really like you, awesome. Like you feel like, dude, this is awesome. But if they don't like you at all, it's awesome as well, because this is what you quote unquote expected. So it's like nothing surprises here. If the conversation goes sideways, this is what you expected. You will still be cool with it. So it's an art in of itself. So when I'm talking about not making other people like you, it's really is that you just focus on expressing yourself and just being your awesome self. And you remove any attachment from making other people like you. That's the whole point. Remove the pressure. Remove that anxiety within yourself so that you can be your fucking awesome self. That's the whole message for you today. So the really key takeaway is every time when you go into any conversation, focus on being your authentic self. The best way to be your authentic self is when you remove the need from pleasing other people, removing the need to make other people like you. So that's the key for you, my friend. So this is the exercise for you. From now on, every time when you talk to somebody, when you go into a conversation, remember your goal is not to make people like you. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. Say whatever that's you feel so amusing, it's so funny to you. Not funny to other people. Remember, this is what we often say. Like, we think in our head that when we talk to a girl, we want like, okay, if I say this sentence, will it make her laugh, right? We just focus on her, how to make her laugh, right? And we feel so much pressure on ourselves. But the next time when you talk to a girl, focus on entertaining yourself. Focus on say stuff that make you feel like, this is fucking ridiculous. Saying stuff that is so amusing to you. It's like, it's fucking entertaining to you. Say stuff like that and see how the conversation goes. Do it. Let me know. You will be surprised what a result will turn out to be. Because if it goes well, awesome. Man, you get a good number. Perfect. But if it goes sideways, you anticipate it. Remember, you focus on not making people like you. That's what you anticipated. So my friend, embrace this concept. I guarantee you, when you embrace this concept, this will change your life. Because the world needs your authentic self. The world needs the real you. Not the version that other people want you to be. Because we have so many of them out there in the world. So be your awesome self. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know how the conversation go when you focus on not to make other people like you. I would love to hear from you. Email me. And until next time, thank you.